I already posted this video on my regular YouTube channel, 12 minutes long or so. Go back, watch it. I'll post it up at the top right now. This is gonna be a reaction video. I'm going to highlight the interesting parts, explain a lot more that goes into this training session, and we're gonna break it down right now. We take them down the pasture for one big reason that you might be surprised about, and then for a second reason. What does the urination tell us? There's an anal gland release from the female later, we'll get at that. They're bred to go after sheep and cows, not other dogs. These dogs are bred to go after the heels of dogs? No, they weren't. There's only one dog that was bred to go after other dogs. There's so many things going on. Every time they go at another dog, they look at their mom and dad, and he just stands there. And that's what I want from a helper dog. She's talking to me differently. She's looking at me differently. That's what we want. They're hurting? Yes. They're rescues? Yes. They're nervous of everything. They haven't been socialized. All of that goes into this. Here we go.
You guys, they were as happy as anything after that. They just went after that and their tail were going and they're like, yeah, dude, that's what we do. We freaking go at dogs, and that's a problem. And that's the breed you got.
Hamish. Hamish is way better than Maisie. Maisie's way more nervous than Hamish, but they tag team dogs and they're totally unsocialized. So whenever dogs come, the first thing I do, I say, am I gonna get bit or are my trainers gonna get bit? When those dogs walk in, I meet them up top or right there where you see this, and I basically assess if we're getting bit. They have bit a person in the hand, the female did. And so basically you see me ask them, I don't think they're biting anybody, and then we can let them off and get going. That's how these sessions go.
The only time they've ever bitten somebody is when they stuck their hand out to him.
I like that they're 11 months old.
Why do we take them down in the pasture? You've seen it in all my videos. We take them down the pasture for one big reason that you might be surprised about, and then for a second reason. The big reason is so they can poop. Dogs like to poop in grass, and they like to poop far away from people generally. Dogs drive an hour, sometimes 10 hours to get to me, sometimes 20. They often have to poop, so we take them down there. I want them to be relieved. I want them to not feel pent up. I want them to feel comfortable. The second reason is to get a little bit of energy out of them, and I guess there'd be a third, and it's for me to see how far away from the owners they will leave. Some dogs go, a field, awesome, run around, independent. Some dogs don't leave their owners. And that is better done in what I call the pasture because it is an area that would draw dogs away. There's pee, there's grass, there's fun. They should go away from the owners. So if they don't, it's a problem and it's very telling.
And they're not 2 years old. This becomes way different at a year and a half, 2 years old.
I'm talking to him right now about how much more difficult it gets after a year. So 11-month-old dogs, we're behind the 8 ball, but we're not that far behind the 8 ball. We can still fully socialize them better than if they were 10 years old or even if a year and a half. I don't think they've ever met a dog and they're 11 months old. So it's not going to be easy. That's why in this session, we sort of throw them in the deep end. We don't have the time. Slow and steady wins the race a lot, but not with 11-year-old brother and sisters who soon I will know see a dog and essentially go at the dog and tag team the dog. Slow and steady doesn't win the race when we have that much work to do. And I'm assessing the people going, do you have neighbors with dogs? Blah, blah. Sometimes people go like, we can't do this. Okay, they can't do it. We got to do a lot in the next hour without the dog's nervous system going too high. So we'll take breaks. The dog will hit a nervous system high. We'll go talk. We'll go in the pool, bring them back down, maybe bring out one dog, maybe bring out more dogs. That's how these sessions go.
Girl.
She's sweet, huh? Here's the rules. Don't let Prince or Hamish lean on you when Prince comes out. Look, buddy.
All my clients, here's the rules. Don't let a dog lean on you. You want to see a dog attack another dog, have your dog leaning on you and the other dog just approaching. That's when they do it. They don't do it, generally speaking, far away from their owner. Okay, so that's a rule coming out to my place. Prince is so much. It's fine if he's a lot. I will often hold Prince back. I'll often call him away from smelling, and dog goes at Prince, and dog urinates. What does the urination tell us? There is a physiological response of which you're going to see later with the female, and I'll get into that. There's an anal gland release from the female later. We'll get into that. But in this case, he urinates when he goes at the dog. In the same way, if you were to corner a scared dog to urinate, that is telling. I still am of the opinion that we need to go quicker rather than slower, even though there is a physiological response to being overwhelmed. Yes, there is. We still only have so much time. By the way, they're separated. They've met Prince through the gate. I held Prince for a while. Then I released Prince. It's enough time. It's enough time. And then Prince marking. You've seen him do it a million times. He's a marker. That's what he does. Dog goes at Prince. Dog's hair is up. What is the hair up?
We're so good with that.
Hair up is another physiological response. The urination, the hair up. What does hair up mean? It means they're stimulated. Doesn't mean they're fearful. Doesn't mean they're aggressive. It means they're stimulated. Do you have to watch a dog with hair up? Yes. But you don't necessarily need to worry about a dog with hair up. It just means they're stimulated. They're not even thinking about it. Hair up is kind of like a tail wag. It's kind of like anal gland secretion. It's kind of like a urination. Due to fear, it's an automatic response. Giving Prince love. A dog just went at him a little bit. It's not hard on him, but tell him he's doing a good job because he did do a good job.
So my first goal, guys, is getting your dogs with a dog. Then getting your dog with another dog while they're together. I am of the opinion with these two dogs that we need to kind of jump in the fire a little bit.
I said the people stuff's going to be slow. The dog stuff is not going to be that slow. How did I know that 10 minutes into the session? Because they're with me. They're all around me. And they see a dog and they freak out. They haven't freaked out at one person. It's not nearly as severe. Even though they bit a person's hand, it's not nearly as severe.
Okay, now we're going to see what happens.
Now we knew Maisie was going to be worse. Maisie is with Prince. She's doing pretty well.
Don't pet your dogs. Don't pet that dog. You're just here.
We knew that
you're going to come down. You're going to.
They were going to be worse when they're together. But we have to get them together. That's the whole thing. We can only go so slow, so long. One of their dogs, one of my dogs. We have to get them together.
Prince is going to run in a minute.
And you're going to see the freak out right now, of which Prince deals with perfectly. Boom. He waits. And we're going to see this in slow-mo. Okay. He waits till she does something. They tag team. And I want you to watch Prince. I didn't know it at the time why he instantly smelled the ground.
Grab an individual.
We went up to the office and I said, smells like anal glands. And then I put two and two together. Prince smelling the ground instantly. Could have been from pee. But after something like that, him smelling it so quickly, I kind of knew once I smelled the anal glands, he was smelling more than pee, which told us that I didn't think they got the point. The camera didn't follow them, but they were kind of going back to mom and dad like life's a big party. After getting somewhat corrected by Prince, at least the dog standing up to them, they went, what's up? Me and my brother are together, my mom and dad are here, we're happy as clams. You don't want dogs to attack another dog and then say we're happy as clams. You want them to see ears to pin, tail to tuck, them go, okay, I'm not doing that again. That's what you want to see. I didn't see that. But then I smelled the anal gland secretion. Her body had a reaction to it. So then it became kind of tough because I was like, okay, one peed, one did anal glands. Their body is having a reaction, but it's not really showing. So then I said, okay, we don't really want that to happen again because they are getting the point, sort of. So we didn't want for Prince to correct them or put them in that position again. Okay, so that's why we basically say they don't need another correction from dog. And he barely corrected them. He just kind of stood up to them. Am I glad that happened? Yes, but we don't want it to happen a lot because they are being impacted by it. In a good way. You can't go punch somebody in the face. Dogs are the same way. By the way, this is a cattle dog and a border collie. They're bred to go after sheep and cows, not other dogs. Oh, Joel, that's what these dogs were bred to do. These dogs were bred to go after the heels of dogs? No, they weren't. There's only one dog that was bred to go after other dogs, and it ain't cattle dogs and border collies. So it's a perverted sense of a job. It's not their job.
Dog, grab that dog, tell him sit like you mean it.
Giving Prince love, I do it all the time after anything like this, and then checking for any marks on him. I pretty much knew there wasn't going to be an actual mark, but you can see saliva on the hair sometimes. That just means their mouth touched. There was no saliva on him at all. Did they come in with their mouth? Yes, they did. Did they bite? No. Did they barely touch him? Yes. There's no saliva on him. You usually see a little saliva mark. There was nothing. There was a difficulty to this breed that needs to be taken into account. That does not mean that if you punch someone in the face, you don't need to get punched in the face. And Prince barely did it, but it was something. And then we're going to have the owners do the deal. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that over and over again. I can't do it because they bite other people.
See, that you don't correct.
I said that you don't correct. When they first went at the other dogs out there, you have to let dogs get through some things. We can't just be like fully throw them in the deep end and expect them not to have a barking fit. Especially when this Ridgeback goes at them, I get it. You can go at that dog. You got to get some emotions out. But you can't go at a dog who's just looking at you at the fence. You need to get corrected for that.
Let him get through some
We let him
of this.
go. Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the video. If you have an aggressive dog, I have the Beckman Aggression Program. If you want to become a professional dog trainer like me, learn all my methods, all my tricks, how to run a business, I have the Beckman Coaching Program for professional dog trainers. And if you have a new puppy and you want to raise dogs like mine, Prince and Duke, I have the Beckman Puppy Program. Go to beckmanpro.com. The link's in the description. Now back to the video. So this is a good time to stop and say, what's really going on with these dogs? There's so many things going on. Every time they go at another dog, they look at their mom and dad. They're a true 4-person pack. I got my brother here. I got my mom and dad here. We don't need anybody else. We have the cattle dog, Australian Shepherd part of them. We've got lack of socialization. We've got rescues. Yes, they were rescued young, but the first 3 months of life is very important for certain things to happen. If those things didn't happen, we've got a lot going on, but mainly we have the brother-sister combo. They are both not socialized. Therefore, their immediate reaction is just to go at things. We cannot get them with dogs. We needed to add dogs, and then we needed to have what I call mark and correct, okay? Where the owners are saying, you can do this, but you can't do this. And then what is the correction? In this case, it was the owners going to them, of which you're gonna see, and then telling them no and giving them a little correction. No pain whatsoever, just enough to let them know that that behavior was incorrect. That's Prince now. They get into a little fight with each other.
All right.
We're gonna start, and then the
Hold on, guys.
Vizsla comes down,
Lacey.
barking at her.
Take Lacey out of here, Brian. She's like, I'm not waiting for Joel to tell me.
The owner couldn't take it. I said, I'll tell you when to go correct him. Lady's like, I'm not waiting for you, Joel. And she went and she just couldn't take it, which is fine. Why did I let it go? And I didn't say to correct him because that Vizsla came down hot. And so I don't think it's necessarily that fair, but I'm fine if the owner wants to do it.
No nonsense.
No.
And the owner's the one that's going to correct.
Ready, say.
She doesn't get it though. The dog doesn't get it.
No.
She's looking back at the dogs.
Walk her away, because she's still looking at the dog. See that? She's about to go back to it. Walk him away. Okay, here's criteria now. We're just going to keep doing this. We have to mark the behavior.
Now we need to be clear with the criteria for a correction. It's hitting the gate. I would say it's any bark. It's not a chuff. It's not a low-level bark. It's a big bark. It's a hard run up to the fence. Why isn't it when they leave to go run up to the dog? Because they'll often, not these dogs, but what we want to start seeing is a run up and then a stop on their own or with a hey or a no. I'll be fine with either of them. You can't get perfection right away. We need to measure the results, some corrections, measure the results, and then go, oh, it's getting better. You're not just going to stop it, especially when these dogs are just going crazy.
Boy, Duke dealt with that well. He was just at the fence, just calm as could be. That was great.
That wasn't Prince, that was my somewhat new dog, Duke. They rolled up to him twice, freaking the heck out. He's a little over a year, and he just stands there. And that's what I want from a helper dog. I don't want like Misha, I don't want like the Vizsla to come down and freak the heck out at dogs. I need my dog to be, and that's how Duke is. He's just pretty stoic. And that's what I want.
Hey, hey, do it. Miriam, you're over it. Grab her.
So I just told her, I want you to go, do the behavior. Why? It's a psychological thing. Clients come to me and they want me to see their dog do the wrong thing, but then they don't want their dog to ever do the wrong thing again. The dogs need to do the behavior and get corrected behavior. In the same way, if you want to sit, you get them doing a sit, you reinforce the sit. If you want to decrease the behavior operantly, you go, they need to do it, and then you correct them for doing it and the behavior will decrease. And so you have to be like, go do it. I know what to do. I'm gonna mark it. I'm gonna grab you. I'm gonna sit you down. Now this dog particularly rolls over. Okay, fine. So the dog's gonna roll over. We're gonna let the dog know, but go do it again. That's fine. That's fine. But people always are like, oh, she did it again. That's great. And there's something in you going, go do it again, where the dog goes, she's talking to me differently. She's looking at me differently. She's saying, go do it again. Dog doesn't realize what we're saying, but they understand the tone. And you're not scared. You're not nervous. You got to be like, go do it. It's fine. Things make mistakes. Organisms make mistakes. Kids make mistakes. People make mistakes. That's okay. Sometimes they need to be corrected for those mistakes, though.
We measure results. If Duke comes up here again and she looks at us or she doesn't do it again, that's what we want.
That's what we're going for. She goes to the fence, no bark, takes herself away. Why did she take herself away? Because she was anticipating a correction from the owner. That's what we want. That's why we do those corrections. So that the dog goes, oh, when I do this, and then the dog took herself away because the owner had been taking her away. That's one way you train. There's other ways to train. There's to keep these dogs 100 feet from other dogs. That's a method. A lot of trainers will tell you to do that. It's going to go too slow. There's put an e-collar on them and light them up when they see another dog. That's a method. You can cause bad things when that e-collar is turned up too high, and you do that. These dogs are trying to be dominant. That is also not the case here. We need to do some operant stuff, operant conditioning stuff. We need to do some slow or somewhat slow habituation, socialization, desensitization. And we need go hit a dog and get hit back, where the other dog gives the correction. And you draw a clear line in the sand, and they feel another dog's strength like they did with Prince. He didn't really correct him, but he stood up to him, and they said, wow, I hit a wall with that big dog. And all those things coupled together can and did significantly help these dogs.
I would literally go, good girl, you shouldn't be barking at dogs. That was a little too lovey-dovey.
With dogs like this, your reinforcement should be confident and your tone should be good girl. You don't need to do that. The lovey-doveyness with this 2-dog, 2-person pack, you don't want to give a lot of tactile reinforcement. You don't really want to give a lot of food reinforcement. You want to give confident, dominant reinforcement. You're a good girl. You shouldn't be attacking dogs, but you are a good girl. Not a lot of in-their-face stuff. That's one of my tenets of reinforcement.
These connection points of like, yeah, it's me and her. Yeah, we're a crew. You're kind of like, I'm the discipline lady. I'm not even the love lady. And I'm never the love lady around dogs.
There's already so much love in that house, and these guys being all together. I needed to address the discipline from the owners, especially around dogs. You are not the love people. You guys are the discipline people. You are mean mommy. You are mean daddy around dogs. If they're not totally overwhelmed, if they're totally overwhelmed, all bets are off. Your dog's brains go and they freak the heck out. But at a distance, discipline lady, you're not mommy at that time. All right, so that's the video. Those 2 dogs, they got significantly better at the end of the session. The dogs are still around the pool area. And I like that pool area for those purposes where we can get dogs close but not too close. Dogs are still around and those dogs are not going at them. And for an hour session, that's pretty good. I'm trying something new, giving you a video breakdown. If you want to see me break down other videos of mine, drop it in the comments. Also, I have my coaching program to be a professional dog trainer. I have my aggression program if you have aggressive dogs. And I have my puppy program if you have a new puppy. The link is in the description at beckmanpro.com.